Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Intuitive Art Mediums. Thank you so much for joining me for this Leo new moon pick a card tarot reading. The Leo new moon occurs on Thursday, July 24th, when this moon will conjunct the sun at 12:11 p.m. Pacific time or 3:11 p.m. Eastern time. So please adjust to your place on the planet. We also have this new moon in Leo trining with both Neptune and Saturn. Both of those planets are in retrograde in Aries. Now, trines are a beautiful energy. They're flowing, they're helpful. And with Neptune and Saturn in retrograde, it's going to help you with that review and reorganizing what it is that you're working on or what's happening in your life, what you're thinking about, dreaming about. Neptune is this mythological kind of energy. So it can be very dreamy, and Saturn can be the challenges. And it'll give you a chance to review the challenges that you have been dealing with. We also have the new moon in Leo opposing Pluto in Aquarius, which is also in retrograde. And Pluto is transformational energy, and Aries is about how you are in groups, in society, in communities. So your circle of friends could be changing. The people that you hang out with could be going through some changes. Maybe you've outgrown some people, and everybody kind of gets off the exit on the highway when their exit comes up, and they continue on their journey just as you also continue on your journey. Now, we also have Mercury retrograding in Leo, and Mercury is about the way that we think, the way that we problem solve. It's also about traveling and maybe signing contracts. So when Mercury's in retrograde, you tend to want to put those things on hold. And maybe if you're going to be going on vacations, make sure that you're well prepared for anything that could possibly pop up unexpectedly. So be prepared for the unexpected with Mercury in retrograde. We also have Pallas retrograding in Aquarius, and on July 30th, we're going to have Chiron going retrograde in Aries. Now, Chiron is the wounded healer, and with it being in Aries still, it's about the progress that you've been making on your own self-healing in taking care of yourself. And with Mercury in retrograde, this can also be a great time to renew your routine in how you take care of yourself. Okay, the oracle decks that I am going to be using for this reading will be Queen of the Moon Oracle, the Moonology Messages Oracle, Queen of the Sun Oracle, since Leo is ruled by the sun. And then we're going to look into the star codes of Astro Oracle, because we have all those retrogrades occurring during this time. And of course, with new moons, it's a great time to do some magic. So we will look at a magical spell card for you, and then we will also be pulling some Oracle of the Radiant Sun cards for you as well. So we have 3 piles to choose from. This is pile 1 with the black tourmaline orgonite obelisk. We have the emerald mica obelisk. And we have the citrine orgonite obelisk. So take your time in choosing your pile. You may be drawn to more than one pile, and that's your intuition letting you know that there's a message for you in that pile as well. Please keep in mind that these are general tarot readings, so only go with the messages that resonate with you. I'll begin with pile 1. There'll be timestamps down below for the other readings, and I will meet you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. If you were drawn to the black tourmaline orgonite obelisk, welcome to your reading. We're going to begin your reading by looking at your 3 oracle cards, and then we're going to dive deeper into your reading with some more cards. So we begin with number 21, the waning gibbous 5 with resilience. So you've been very resilient in what you've been dealing with, and I'm sure that all the retrogrades that have been going on have really tested your resiliency. Next, we have number 20 with Sekhmet and protection. Now, Sekhmet is an Egyptian goddess who happens to rule over the sign of Leo. And she is here to protect you with her fiery energies. And then we have the moon goddess with higher power. So what I'm seeing here is you've experienced a breakthrough that has caused you to be resilient. You've been protected. Maybe some of you may have been doing some energy work to enforce your aura energy. And you're bringing that higher energy, that higher power in from the moon goddess to help make your aura more resilient. Not hard. It's like a bubble where the energies that don't vibe with you are going to bounce off of you and return back to wherever they belong. Okay, so let's get you a couple cards from the star codes. We do have a lot of energy in the planets right now. And those energies have been making some shifts on our planet Earth. We've had some earthquakes occurring, and which when they happen in the ocean, they can create tsunamis. Okay, so we have Scorpio with investigate and number 8. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Leo with shine. How appropriate, since we have Sekhmet here, who happens to rule over Leo. Beautiful energies. Now, Scorpio and Leo, they don't necessarily get along. Scorpio is a fixed water sign, and Leo is a fixed fire sign. Scorpio is ruled by the planet of Pluto, which happens to be in your polar opposite of Aquarius, and it is in retrograde. So that could have some energies happening with you, making some transformations, some changes. And you're meant to investigate those energies and with these higher powers so that you can shine. I feel like that with this resiliency card, you've been through a lot of things and you're making some major breakthroughs. But you also need to investigate as you're breaking through to those higher powers that are you, because this resiliency, those tests that you've gone through, the trials and tribulations that you've gone through are going to get easier because we do have Saturn in Aries and it's in retrograde. And this gives you an opportunity to investigate, to get deeper understanding so that you are better protected, as well as staying in contact with your higher powers so that you shine. You are making these adjustments because it's almost volcanic, where you are bursting free to shine. It's like the clouds are breaking away from the sun and you're really going to come into your own energies. Okay, let's go deeper into this with the tarot. This time I am using the Tarot Gold and Black edition. This is the deck that Spirit called me to for this new moon in Leo. Okay, and we begin with the Six of Pentacles, receiving your karmic benefits. This is a really nice energy. I feel like that your karma is going to be balancing out for you. Next, we have the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups can be a card of just, you're so tired of it all. And that's where your resilience kicks in. And you're being offered something from the universe here. And you're being asked, try this cup. And maybe what you're being asked to do is to mix the other, what's contained in these other three cups, and mix it in with that. Think of like a recipe, for a simple recipe of bread, for example. And now you are getting the cup of water so that you can blend the flour and other ingredients that are in these other cups so that there's a cohesion here. And this is a gift, and it's also letting you know just how powerful you really are. You've been through an ordeal here with that resilience card, but you've also been protected, and it's shifted you to have a higher understanding of your own higher power. Next, we have the Nine of Cups. This is a beautiful energy. This is an energy of contentment. Act as if you already are what you want to be, and then you become it. Next, we have the Page of Swords. This goes nicely with this Scorpio card of investigate, because even though the Page of Swords is ruled by Gemini, this card is asking you to investigate, to be curious, to observe. Next, we have the Five of Cups. Okay, letting things go that no longer serve you. You are transforming, you are changing. Things in your life are changing, and you're recognizing that so that you can grieve and let it go. Those things that made you tired of everything that was going on in your life. And now it seems like that there's been a lot of up and down energy here. And you're being asked to have a deeper understanding and letting go of those things that no longer serve you. Okay, and let's get some clarifying cards here for you. Just going to spread these out a little bit. Because we have a lot of other cards that we are going to put down here. Okay, I'm going to use the Everyday Witch cards for this, for the clarifying cards. Okay, on the Six of Pentacles, we have Justice. This card is ruled by Libra, and if you notice, there are also the scales here, just as we have the scales here in Justice. So I do feel like that you are getting some karmic benefits coming your way. On the Four of Cups, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, and look, this Knight is bringing you a cup of love, just as in the Four of Cups. And this is a clue to what's in this cup that is being presented to you by the universe. And it's a big cup of love, about loving yourself. And then on the Nine of Cups, we have the King of Swords. This card is also ruled by Libra, just as Justice is. And this is about the balancing of, this is a card of law and order, of rulership, of doing that which is right. And with it being on this Nine of Cups, because you maintained your own authority about doing that which is right for you, protecting yourself as well as best as you could. And I do feel like that there is going to be some balance coming to where you can relax a little bit here. On the Page of Swords, we have the Hangman. Okay, this card is about suspension, getting a different perspective. And with the Page of Swords, you're meant to investigate, to be curious about whatever subject matter it is that you're wondering about. This is also about broadening your understanding, getting a different perspective on a situation. And these could be the situations that you've gone through in your own life that have caused you a great deal of grief. On the Five of Cups, we have the Nine of Swords, the never-ending nightmare. Well, by getting a different perspective on that, you're going to deepen your understanding of the patterns that have kept you caught up in this never-ending nightmare. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Cups, happiness, following your bliss, with the Three of Cups, celebration. And there's that Ten of Wands of resiliency. So I do feel like that time of just really bringing in this heavy load that you felt was breaking you. You finally get to release that, and it's going to feel very different. It's kind of like, it's going to still kind of feel like it's on you, even though you're no longer carrying that. Think of it when you wear a hat and you take it off and it feels like you're still wearing it, but yet you feel lighter. So I do feel like that you're going to feel lighter. Okay, let's get you some Radiant Sun Oracle cards here. We have Indecision with Venus in Libra, and it's here with the Justice card and this Six of Pentacles. And it's almost like your question, it's like, this is too good to be true. Is this too good to be true? Because you're so used to the challenges and things not going your way. And then when things do start going your way, it's almost like you don't trust it, and it puts you in that state of indecision. And then we have Negotiation, another 7, with Jupiter in Libra. Okay, so I feel like that you're kind of negotiating with yourself, especially with this Mercury retrograde in Leo. And then we have Discovery. This is really nice with number 9. And that's with the 9 of Cups and that King of Swords. And I feel like that you're going to discover that you do deserve better things in your life. You do deserve a better life, better opportunities. And with this King of Swords, you and the 9 of Cups, you are going to make the right choices for yourself, but give yourself that patience, because here we have Mercury in Sagittarius with the Discovery card. So this is about higher learning, maybe studying some alchemy. We do have an Egyptian sarcophagus here, and we have the Egyptian goddess Sekhmet, discovering your powers of protection. And then we have Domination with Mars in Sagittarius and another 9. So we have 7, 7, 9, 9. And I feel like that you're going to overcome whatever it is that's been holding you back. And then we have another 7 with Choice and Mars in Libra. So we have 3 cards in Libra, 2 cards in Sagittarius. We also have Libra showing up twice in your tarot with the Justice and the King of Swords. So I feel like that those cards are going to be speaking strongly to you, those energies. But I feel like that love is going to, don't feel like that you have to negotiate with love. You deserve love. I feel like that here with the 4 of Cups and this Knight of Cups and a negotiation, it almost feels like you're negotiating in your relationships, especially with this 5 of Cups and 9 of Swords. But we also have the choice. You have the choice to choose yourself, to choose love, or to choose entrapment. See how this person's ankles are trapped in a plank, and how do you want your, and we also have the scales, because this is Mars in Libra. And for those of you, you might want to check your natal sign to see if you do have Mars in Libra or Venus in Libra or Jupiter in Libra. We also have the Mercury in Sagittarius and Mars in Sagittarius. And that kind of caught my eye because, you know, Mars is kind of uncomfortable in Libra because Mars is a planet of action. And in Libra, it feels like it has to kind of negotiate, make choices in those negotiations. Okay, and let's pull you a magical spell card because it's always fun to do some magic in the new moon. The new moon is a great time for beginning spells, for manifestation, beginning of projects. This could just be writing down your ideas and making those new discoveries. Maybe you discover a new way of doing something, improving what it is that you have been doing, and making those choices. And again, with this domination card, I do feel like that you are overcoming that which has been challenging for you. You are showing just how resilient you are, and you're discovering new ways to problem solve, to negotiate, to overcome, to make better choices for yourself. Okay, so we have for you Destiny with number 8. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. That is really, really nice. I do feel like that you are destined for something. We have the higher power there, and you've been protected through all the challenges that you've gone through because it was trying to strengthen you for your destiny. Next, we have number 3 with prosperity. As this tree grows so strong, so fine, so may I prosper from the universal divine. Discover your own treasures that are within you that will bring prosperity to you. And then we have number 7 with wisdom. On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. Now keep in mind that this new moon in Leo occurs on Thursday. However, we do have a dark moon on Wednesday. And that could be a great time of letting go of this never-ending nightmare that has been causing you so much grief, letting go of your grief that has kept you in that never-ending nightmare, and making better choices. And wisdom, as the Dalai Lama would say, wisdom comes from pain of our trials and tribulations that we've endured in life, because they taught us to make better choices for ourselves, to claiming your own higher power, to know how to protect yourself energetically, physically, emotionally. Investigate new ways and broaden your perspective on what you have gone through in your life, especially with all of these planets that are in retrograde, which are Mercury in Leo, Neptune and Saturn, both in Aries, Pluto in Aquarius, Chiron, the wounded healer, retrograding on July 30th, is also in Aries. Taking care of yourself, rewriting your own destiny, because now you are wiser and you are preparing yourself to being more prosperous in your life. So I'm going to end your reading here, Pile 1. Lovely reading. I hope that you found it helpful and inspiring. And until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends. Hello, Pile 2. If you were drawn to the Emerald Mica obelisk, welcome to your reading. We're going to begin your reading with your 3 oracle cards. And we begin with the day moon and love. Beautiful. Next we have number 34 with Samhain and possibility. Okay, that is interesting. Samhain is a holiday that is on the same day of Halloween. It is a time of honoring our ancestors. And with this day moon in love, I do feel like that there is a kind of destiny or soulmate energy here of possibility. Next, we have number 33 with the flower moon and blossoming. Okay, that is in the springtime. And if you think of May flowers, we have Beltane in May. And that's also very interesting because with Samhain and Beltane, those are the 2 points on the witch's wheel where the veils are the thinnest between the worlds. So there is this possibility of blossoming, and love is in between. And we have 34 and 33. And these are different decks. So I find that very interesting energy here of what kind of love is blossoming in your life. Okay, let's get you a couple Star Code Astro Oracle cards, because we do have a lot of retrograde planets occurring during this new moon. And we have for you number 12 with Pisces, sensitized. And Pisces, and then we have Saturn with structure. Okay, so stability, sensitizing. Now, Pisces is a water sign that is just very, very strong energy of, it's in the abyss of the ocean. That is Pisces. They are this deep, watery sign. They're a mutable sign. So, you know, they can be wishy-washy. They can go back and forth. They can be indecisive. And Saturn with structure, it's going to bring structure into that Pisces energy. Okay, and we also have Saturn in retrograde in Aries, along with Neptune in retrograde in Aries. And that is going to be trining with this Leo new moon. And we also have Mercury retrograding in Leo. So as I was saying, a lot of potent energies. We also have that Pluto energy that is opposing this new moon and sun. And that planet is also in retrograde in Aquarius, which is the opposing sign to Leo. So a lot of powerful energies here. I feel like that there's a lot of possibilities that could be blossoming. And I feel like in the center of it all is love. And you're meant to follow your love. You're very sensitive to love. You might be feeling romantic, but we also have this structure. And I feel like that with Saturn in Aries retrograding, you're doing some restructuring on yourself, maybe some self-improvements, changing your routines. Okay, let's go deeper into this with the tarot. I am using the Tarot Gold and Black edition of the Rider-Waite deck. And we begin with the Four of Cups. Okay, things have been challenging for you. You've not necessarily been all that happy with how things have been going. And you're being asked to try again. There's something new coming in for you to add to the structure. Now, the number 4 is about stability. It's the square. It's the foundation. Next, we have the 8 of Cups, walking away from that which no longer serves you. This could be a relationship that, because the cups have to do with our emotional body. And it could just be, this situation isn't working for me. This could be, work that just, it's not giving you what you want. And I feel like for some of you, you are being given a better offer somewhere else. And you're being responsible and you're saying your goodbyes, you're doing things right. But I feel like that you're meant to take this new offer. We also have an eclipsed moon here. And we are going to have a lunar eclipse when we get into Virgo season, which follows Leo season. And so we're going to have a solar eclipse in Virgo, and that lunar eclipse will occur in Pisces. And we also have Halloween, even though it's in Scorpio season, it's still in the autumn time of letting things go. Next, we have the 6 of Cups. Okay, this is a card of nostalgia, and sometimes somebody from our past will contact us or we contact them. And quite often this is something unexpected. Another way of looking at this card is, and with this 8 of Cups, I feel like that you're returning to something that you love doing, because you have 3 cups here, 3 cup cards. So you are following your heart. I feel like that you are coming back to, this didn't work out for you. You're walking away from a situation. You're heading off towards the mountains of your hopes and dreams. And you're also reviewing, because we do have all those planets in retrograde, and reviewing and coming back to what made you happy. What do you love doing? And we have the Star. I have to cover her nudity because YouTube does not like nudity. So we have the Star card. This is a card of your hopes and dreams. your wish fulfillment. And I'll leave that card there because that'll be the clarifying card for your star card. Look at this, the Magician. Magic, manifesting that which you desire. Okay, so we have two high arcana cards here, the Star and the Magician. The Star is wish fulfillment. The Magician is saying you have to put your heart into it. All magic arises from love, from your passions. Desire made real is magic. Okay, let's get your clarifying cards here. I'm using the Everyday Witch for this. And just so you know, I do shuffle the cards in between the readings, so I do not know what that card is going to be. On the Four of Cups, look at that, the Star. Wish fulfillment. What's coming into you with this new cup is a wish that you want to be fulfilled, but you're going to have to take action and leave something that doesn't work out for you behind. Like the Magician, you're going to have to put forth the energy. And then on the Eight of Cups, we have the Hermit. Okay, so we now have two high arcana cards in your clarifying deck. And I love it when the Star shows up because that's giving confirmation to this Star card, to your wish fulfillment. The Hermit is saying this is something that you have to do on your own. It's going to make you wiser, more independent. Here we have an owl, and down here we have a cat. Independence and wisdom. You have learned some challenging lessons, but it has made you wiser. The Hermit is the dark night of the soul. And I just feel like that you're leaving something that is not fulfilling for you. And even though it may, there might be some melancholy in there with this Six of Cups and the Eight of Cups, you might be feeling a little bit of that. But you're going to start feeling more independent with that Magician and Star card there. On the Six of Cups, we have the Two of Pentacles, juggling your energies, bringing your energies back into balance. That's why you might need to go on a little hermit retreat. Just as this person is heading towards the mountains in the traditional tarot deck, the Hermit is standing on top of these mountains. And here we have the Hermit spending some time alone, reviewing his experience, recalibrating who you are, coming back to what you truly love. Now on the Star card, look at this, we have the Three of Pentacles. The dream team makes the dream work. For some of you, this could be going into business for yourself, creating a business with a couple of friends, because we do have the Six of Cups. And sometimes this can be a representation of old friends showing back up in your life and helping you to recalibrate your energies. Maybe they're the ones who are offering you this new opportunity of doing something that you want to do. And then we have the Emperor on the Magician card. This is beautiful energy because this is grounding what it is you desire into manifestation. Even though he is sitting on his throne, he is still wearing his armor and he's ready to take action if need be. But right now, he is resting and relaxing. He has his cat on his lap and his loyal dog next to him, who is also sleeping. You know, so this shows relaxation. You're content. The Emperor is Aries energy, and we have Neptune and Saturn both in Aries. And then we also have Chiron in Aries, and all three of those planets are in retrograde. Chiron will be in retrograde on July 30th. So I do feel like that there's some deep healing to, I don't want to say your ego, but to your person, to your persona, to the person that you want to be, being in charge of your own life, restructuring your life, opening up to the possibilities, feeling your way through these changes. And with love, there's blossoming. Okay, let's get you some Radiant Sun cards. Okay, and we have Fortune. Look at that with the sun in Leo. I cannot make this up because we will be entering Leo season, and we will have this new moon when the sun and moon conjunct each other. This is beautiful energy, and I love the fact that it's with the star and this Four of Cups, because something that you have been waiting for, that you didn't think was going to arrive, is now arriving. Look at that sun in Taurus. So we have number 5, and now we have number 2 with acquisition. So you're going to acquire the wisdom with this Hermit card, but you're also going to, with that wisdom, you're also going to acquire an opportunity to walk away from something that no longer makes you happy. And then we have number 5 with the moon in Leo, appreciation. Okay, to me, this is confirmation of the power of this new moon in Leo for you, because it is when the sun and moon conjunct in Leo. So we have fortune and appreciation. And you are going to be acquiring this fortune that you greatly appreciate. And it's here with the 6 of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles. And like I said, I feel like that some old friends are going to spark your energies. That's going to help recalibrate and rebalance your energies to do what you love doing. And then we have eccentricity with Saturn in Aquarius. Okay, with number 11. So for some of you, you know, you might be eccentric. And there's a kind of unique charm with being eccentric, because it makes you different. It helps you to delve into your imagination. And I feel like that you're going to acquire the financial need, or the finances that you need to make your dreams happen. And then we have the sun in Aquarius with number 11 with idealism. So here we have 1111 portal. We also have 2 5s. And what I find interesting as well is that Leo and Aquarius oppose each other. And right now we have Pluto in Aquarius opposing the Leo energies, which are the Sun and Moon and Mercury retrograde. And I feel like that with this Mercury retrograde, you're going to get in touch with, I want to say childlike self, because you're not being childish, but you're allowing your childlike energies to arise, and that can bring about some eccentricities. Having fun, using your imagination. And from that imagination, you get these new ideas. And with the Magician and the Emperor, you are creating something very unique. And I love this energy for you, Pile 2. Okay, let's get you some magical spell cards, because the new moons are always a great time for beginning spells for manifestation. Okay, we have number 42 with organization, purpose, planning, efficiency, now come to me so easily. To me, that speaks of the Saturn structure and this recalibration with the Six of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. You're reorganizing yourself. And it could be what you've been wishing for and hoping for is this fortune that you're going to acquire, and you deeply appreciate it, because then you can tap into your idealism, your eccentricity that brings about these new, unique ideas. And it could certainly be bringing something old up from the past, but you see it in a new way. Next, we have romance. This is beautiful with that day moon and love. Romance is a sacred power. Let it come to me this hour. And love, and this could also be romancing your ideas, romancing yourself. And I get this very, almost like this steampunk kind of energy, or gothic kind of energy, or even like the Victorian ages. Some of you might be drawn to historical time periods that you feel very comfortable in. And it can really open up that romance. Maybe some of you are into poetry and you want to live your life more poetic, more artistic. And, you know, artistic kind of people do tend to be eccentric and idealistic. And then we have, look at this, I love it, especially with that Magician card and the star showing up twice. Magical powers, possibilities are blossoming for you. I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic secrets to me now show. I love that. And then there we have the Phoenix rising. I definitely feel like that there is some renewal happening here for you. Beautiful, beautiful reading, Pile 2. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful and inspiring. I'm going to end it here. Until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends. Hello, Pile 3. If you were drawn to the citrine organite obelisk, welcome to your reading. We're going to look at your 3 oracle cards first. And then we're going to dive deeper into your reading with some more cards. And we begin with number 8, solar cycle 8, and contentment. Okay, this makes me think of August, the 8th month, and Leo season. I know that we begin Leo season in a couple of days here, but August is usually associated with Leo energies because you get into the middle of Leo energy in August. Next, we have number 24 with waning crescent 1 and protection. So I feel like that you're feeling very content, and you don't feel content unless you feel safe and protected. And then we have moonlight and enchanted. Okay, I feel like that some of you might be finding some contentment, hanging out in the moonlight, basking in the sunshine, and just feeling very enchanted, protected, and content. This is a very relaxed, laid-back reading. Let's get you a couple cards from the Star Code Astro cards. Okay, and we have Aries with act, taking action, and we happen to have Neptune and Saturn both retrograding in Aries and trining with this Leo new moon, which is also conjuncting with the sun. So trines are very positive energies. The energy is flowing nicely between the fire signs. And we also have Chiron in Aries, which is going to be going retrograde on July 30th. And that will also be in Leo season. So this is a great time to take action, and I feel like that action does bring contentment and enchantment. You know, it's an action. And then we have Neptune with vision. How beautiful is that? Because Neptune is in Aries, and it's going to retrograde in Aries. And yes, it will retrograde back into Pisces. But vision, new visions, taking action on your visions. And that's going to bring you that contentment and that magical feeling of feeling enchanted and protected. Okay, let's dive deeper into your reading with the tarot. I am using the gold and black edition of the Rider-Waite deck. This was the deck that Spirit called to me. And we begin with the Two of Cups. Okay, this is a card of alchemy. We kind of have this caduceus here with the wand and the staff and the two snakes and the wings, but we also have a lion's head here, which to me is also Leo energy. So this can be a new relationship, the beginning of a relationship. This can be a platonic relationship that can eventually turn romantic, but it can also be a balancing of your own divine feminine and masculine energies. which we all have within ourselves. Okay, next we have the Ace of Cups, the healing cup, the cup that is overflowing with love and joy, and some spirituality coming in here with the cup as well. I feel like that there's some alchemy going on here with yourself, healing your heart energy. Okay, next we have the Judgment card. This is a renewal, restoration, answering your true calling. And because the world has nudity, I'm going to cover it up with the clarifying card. But we have the World here. And this is recognition, receiving the accolades. We also have the 4 fixed signs of the 4 elements of Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So those are the 4 fixed signs of the 4 elements. And there is this ring, this wreath of protection. I'm just going to do this so that you can see how this actually encircles her. And so recognition. Okay, then we have the 6 of Swords. Let me get this into focus, if it will come into focus. Okay, well, it is the 6 of Swords. It's just going to be difficult here. There we go, the 6 of Swords. So here we are moving away from the choppy waters into the calm, smooth waters, healing waters. So this could be going on a retreat, doing some self-healing. And I feel like that this is just overall bringing you this very relaxed, enchanted energy where you feel safe. Okay, let's get your clarifying cards. And just so you know, I do shuffle the decks in between the readings, so I don't know what this card is. Okay, on the 2 of Cups, we have the 4 of Wands. Celebration. That's really nice. Why is my camera not wanting to focus? So we have the 4 of Wands, which is a card of celebration, excitement, a party. This could certainly represent a wedding or an engagement party. On the Ace of Cups, we have the 3 of Swords. I see it keeps wanting to focus on this Aries card. Okay, so we have this 9 of Swords. Or I'm sorry, the 3 of Swords on this Ace of Cups. So I do feel like that you're healing, mending a broken heart. Maybe you felt betrayed or just going through a bad breakup. But with the 3 of Swords, it just feels like, you know, betrayal, getting stabbed in the heart. And I feel like you know, maybe this celebration kind of reminds you of what you had or what it is that you do desire to have in a relationship. Next, we have the Queen of Cups. So this card, you can see that this is a pregnant queen. So there is fertility here. The Queen of Cups is usually ruled by Scorpio. So this is a very sensitive, psychic queen. And I feel like that you, with it being on the Judgment card, it feels like that you're remembering past lives. And then on the World card, we have the Knight of Wands, being at the right place at the right time. Okay, for some reason, it doesn't want to focus for this reading. So that could be something that's happening for you, is things just aren't quite in focus. And that could be why here we have Neptune with vision, because Neptune can be very dreamy and foggy, and Neptune tends to dissolve that which we no longer need. And it could be that you are healing, mending from this Three of Swords energy. You're celebrating yourself. You're having a deeper understanding of how this fits in the Akashic records for you. And with the Knight of Wands on the world, you're at the right place at the right time in the world. The Knight of Wands, all the knights are instigators of change. And the Knight of Wands is about synchronicity, being at the right place at the right time, running into the right person at the right time. You might run into this person at a party. You might run into an ex at this party. And it could be, you know, the people that are throwing the party, they may not realize that you knew that person. And but it gives you a chance to heal yourself, because here with this Judgment card, you are rising up strong in your own energy, in your own psychic abilities. And look at this, we have the Magician. Oh, this is just being very strange. So we have the Magician here. And this is about manifesting your own desires. And with that being on the Six of Swords, I feel like that you might be going to a magical retreat where you're tuning into your own magical abilities. This might have something to do with maybe your coven is getting together, or maybe you're visiting a coven to celebrate the next witches' holiday, which happens to be August 1st, and it's called Lughnasadh. And this is the beginning of the harvest season, reaping that which you have sown, reaping that which you are manifesting, going to a place of quiet contentment, being enchanted, creating your own enchantment. Okay, let's dive into the Radiant Sun cards. Okay, and we have number 9 with Discovery. And this is Mercury in Sagittarius. Well, Mercury is currently going retrograde in Leo, and Sagittarius is a fire sign, so it can be part of that trine with Neptune and Saturn both retrograding in Aries. And here we have discovery. And there's a discovery here with this Two of Cups and the Four of Wands, discovering something about yourself. We also have an Egyptian sarcophagus here, so I do feel like that there's some mysteries here that you are uncovering. Okay, next we have influence with number 7, and here we also have Mercury in Libra. So now we have 2 Mercury cards, 9 and 7, 1 in Sagittarius, 1 in Libra. And this is a sextile kind of energy because Libra is an air sign and Sagittarius is fire sign, and they complement each other. They influence. So I feel like that your discovery of something, whatever that might be, is going to influence. And then we have number 6 with criticism and Mars in Virgo. Okay, Virgo is the sign that follows Leo, and it is the only female in that's depicted as a woman in the astrology wheel. And you know, I can't help but I have to say this. It's almost like you are going to a party and a betrayal is going to occur. And that betrayal can, with that 3 of Swords on the Ace of Cups, and that betrayal can, that energy can be, anywhere. You could see somebody betraying somebody you might be the one that's getting betrayed, or maybe you find somebody that you really enjoy their company. But this discovery of this, perhaps a new person, influences you. There's some criticism, and don't be overcritical of other people or yourself. Okay, then we have number 8 with endurance, and this is the Sun in Scorpio. And that Scorpio is the ruler of the underworld, enduring the trials and tribulations. Here we have Hercules wrestling with the lion. And, sometimes you test yourself. How much can you endure? And then we have number 1 with enterprise and Jupiter in Aries. So there could be a nice opportunity here for you as well. Okay, especially with this Magician and the 6 of Swords there. Maybe you might be going off on a conference and learning more about entrepreneurship, discovering what it is that you can do. Maybe you become an influencer. Maybe what you discover influences you. Or maybe you're like, oh, I do not agree with this. That's okay. You don't have to agree with everyone. That just shows discernment. But don't feel like that you have to endure critical people, because there might be critical people, because I do see some socialization here. And it could be that this 3 of Swords could just be somebody who's overly critical of everyone, and all they're really doing is exposing their own insecurities. They might be critical of you. And but you are learning something about yourself, you're learning something about other people, and let us get you a few magic cards here, and we will close out your reading with these magic cards. And I do love that the Magician is here with that Six of Swords. I feel like that you're rediscovering your magic, pile 3. We also have the Queen of Cups on the Judgment card. I feel like that maybe some of you dabbled in magic or, divining things, using the tarot cards, oracle cards, scrying, the pendulum. There's so many ways to divine things. Okay, we begin with, look at this, divine guidance with number 38. Whispers from the beings who shine. Let their message be clear and kind. Okay, some of you might be doing seances or drawn to doing seances. Next, we have 44 with new beginnings. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. So this is saying maybe it's time to do a house clearing, a house protection. We do have this protection card. Putting enchantments around your house so that you can feel content in your space, and that can be a new beginning for you, clearing your space. And then we have number 42 with organization, purpose, planning, efficiency. Now come to me so easily. Reorganizing. I see somebody reorganizing their books. Maybe they're pulling some books that you had in some boxes packed away. They might be your old occult books and you're rediscovering them. Or maybe you're just drawn to them. You go to a bookstore, or you're just drawn to the occult and alchemy, reinventing yourself. And at the bottom of the deck, we have number 8 with destiny. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. And I like that with this 44, because 4 and 4 equals 8, a new beginning to your destiny. And destiny, it's not necessarily an ending, it's a journey. But it's your destiny. You're on a new beginning of your destiny. You're being divinely guided and reorganizing. And I feel like that the Magician is reorganizing your space, clearing out that which no longer works for you. Maybe you're clearing out the clutter. That could be the choppy waters and that 6 of Swords. And maybe as you're going through that stuff, you come across, memories of, things that, remind you of betrayal and stuff. But then you also see how you've overcome that and how that has made you stronger, more resilient, how you have learned to protect yourself. So I'm going to end your reading here. I hope that you found it helpful and inspiring. And until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends.